Robot Toby seems more human than Toby did. And then there's this bit where Toby makes flying machines from the pages of old books. Is Xerox paper rare? Who destroys books like that? Do you know how many people in the world wish they had just one book to read? Wish they could read? And you're just using your highly expensive, clearly antique books to make paper planes.
A robot should not be wearing my son's, Toby's, hat.
I like that line. It subtly mixes the tones of racism and not exactly having come to terms with the fact that his son isn't his son anymore. While Tenma's starting to have second thoughts on creating a more human version of his son,
I think I made a terrible mistake.
Toby is falling to his death.
Ah, that's too pretty for me!
Yeah, note to Tenma, if you're gonna want your kid to be normal, don't put machine guns in his butt. Tenma rejects Toby and runs away, only to be chased by Stone and his men. He manages to escape, but makes his way to the surface world. Playing in the corpses of your brethren. Toby's led into a trap and runs into a group of orphans, and his kinda sorta implied love interest for the movie, who is also kind of a bitch.
Metro City? Can you believe it, guys? He's from Metro City and he's actually talking to me.
Are you feeling okay?
Oh my gosh, he talked to me twice. Well, this is definitely going in my diary as the most exciting day of my life.
Okay.
But he doesn't have much time for them before he meets the
Robot Revolutionary Front. I'm Sparks, the brains.
And I'm Robotsky, the muscle.
And I'm Mike, the fridge. I'm the fridge.
Okay, the robot joke was kind of funny. They give Toby the new name Astro and ask if he's programmed with the rules of robotic, which become standard about 15 years ago. iRobot. I love that movie. Alan Tudyk is an underrated actor. Oh, I heard he was in this movie. Let's roll a scene with him.
It's like he can understand us.
Don't be a...
How can I understand what you're saying? You're robots.
We don't want any trouble.
Wait up, I just want to know what's going on. What's happening? Okay, guys. Let's back up very carefully.
Moving on. Like Whiplash, Toby, now Astro, was brought to Hammock's home. Seriously, does Child Protective Services not exist in this universe, or does he run an orphanage/garage?
Picky, picky. It's only a couple of days old. Look, this one still has toppings. Oh. People and donuts.
So you're not into enslaving robots?
What?
He ran into the RRF.
I don't enslave robots. I love robots.
Well, no, I didn't mean to...
Relax, son. We're family here. We're allowed to ask questions. The answer is, I love robots, especially the discarded ones. The more banged up they are, the more abused, the more I like getting them back on their feet.
Why does Timon have a kink for robot pain, and why doesn't that disturb me as much as it should? Trash Can the dog tries to pull Astro out of the robot closet before he's ready, even though Astro wants to tell them.
Almost makes me wish I could read.
Astro uses the power of the blue orb to revive a 100-year-old robot so that they can enter the robot games. However, they're not exactly what Astro thought. Turns out, Hammock is evil and forces robots to fight to the death. Dismantlement? In the arena. He traps Astro in the ring, and Astro declares that he's not going to... Okay, well, after that, he promises that he won't... Okay, well, after that, he promises that he won't... Seriously, Astro, what happened to not fighting? And now, my favorite scene in the movie.
for 50 years.
I'm old school.
Damn! Shit just got dark! Well, darker. But don't worry, kiddies. He's okay. Well, Stone takes Astro back to Metrocity.
Pronounced Metro City!
Space robot boy, we're taking you home to your dad. Care for a drink?
And I'm suddenly reminded of how Astro took oil in the original manga. Ugh, this scene reads totally different now. Cage takes out the orb. Seriously, why does a scientist even need to do this? It's not technical. They're just popping it out of his chest like a Pez. But reconsiders and lets Astro go. Stone gets mad and...
Technology. Who cares about technology? Who understands technology? It's a robot. It'll do what I say.
Easy, boy. Easy. Down.
Deaf? I told you to destroy the boy robot.
This movie just got... well, you know. Well, he goes on a rampage, and Astro pulls out a few tricks of his own while Stone pulls in buildings to make armor for himself.
Got machine guns in my butt?
Yeah, I wasn't kidding. By the way, this is the scene in the ads that helped me decide that I was not going to watch this movie in theaters. During Stone's rampage, the entire city falls to the ground and Astro guides it softly, saving everyone. But the fight's not over. Seeing as brute strength won't defeat him, Astro comes to the conclusion that he has to try to sacrifice himself in order to save everyone. Despite Tenma's protest, he launches himself into Stone's chest, has some quick flashbacks, and they explode! Somehow, Stone survives it, though. Don't ask me. Astro is revived via Zog, and the core plotline is resolved, I guess. And there were aliens? What?
I love happy endings. Would you?
Sure.
Thanks.
Okay. That was Astro Boy. I was being a smartass earlier. This movie's actually not so bad. Aside from a few isolated incidents of tension and violence, it's actually not all that dark either. However, if they were trying to attract the anime obsessed, they made it too American to court that crowd. Of its $65 million budget, it made back $44 million, which, compared to, say, Delgo, isn't so bad. I don't know why it didn't make back its money. I'm assuming it's in the advertisement. The animation was spectacular, more than making up for some of the flat deliveries. The story was solid, and the pacing was pretty good. If I were a kid, I probably would have liked it, but as an adult, it's kind of flat for me. While more in-depth than other cartoons and dealing with many more issues that adults can relate to, it's just not grown up enough for me, though my inner kid was screaming about how awesome it got. All in all, I'd recommend it to you for your weekly movie night if you happen to have some kids in the audience. You give me something to believe in. I'm home. What's that burning smell? Oh, hey. Weird, huh? Hey, have you seen Fluffums?